So, can anyone guess what beat the composition starts on? Put your hands up first. Yeah, 12, that's correct. Okay, so now what we'll try to do is, can everyone identify sum? So sum is 1, okay? It's the first beat. So, there it is, okay. Cool, so what we'll do is we'll try to get everyone to do it. That's it, okay. So we're still seeing a couple people not clapping. There it is, okay. So if you can identify one more. Okay, that's 1. So now you're listening for 1. Then what you need to do is try to count from 1. Okay, so the composition starts on 12, so count till 12. Okay, now don't clap on 1, but clap on 12. There it is, okay. Keep going until we've got pretty much most of the room. That's it. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so now you've understood that the composition starts at 12, right? So what we're trying to do is, we're not just randomly playing whatever, whenever. We're trying to improvise from, I guess, 1 till 11, and then come to the composition at 12. So these are the strict rules that we're trying to abide by in order to make it work. So if we were to do it incorrectly, for example, just see if it feels wrong to you, okay? Feels wrong, right? Yeah. So, and that was me starting from 9, right? So 9 is completely wrong. But now if you're able to identify what sum is, where the composition starts, then you can actually criticize and say, oh, he sucks, he got it wrong, he started from that. You know? And it gets more and more complicated because you start to add things called tihai. So tihais are where you do a phrase 3 times with the conclusion of the phrase strategically placed to fit within the composition or, you know, meet the rules. Anyway, Bhargav's the expert, so he'll do a tihai. So he finished the tihai at 10 and then picked up the composition at 12, right? So this is, you need to constantly be working to be able to understand this. So this is where it becomes interesting though, because if you're listening to it passively, you know, as sort of, it's something that's happening to you, then it's fine, you know, as long as it's beautiful, it does its job. But it can be so fascinating to be involved and actively participating as a listener if you can understand what's going on. So this composition starts on 12. So you'll generally see people were improvising or doing something, and then some of the classical people in the front will nod their head at 12, like, they got to the right point at the right time. So if you're starting to listen for those things, it becomes really interesting. So with that in mind, we'll keep moving. All right, so some people might have recognized this is actually another composition. So this is the second composition. Can anyone guess where it starts? Okay, Ayush got it. So it starts on 2. So, okay, everyone clap 1. Okay, so now try to clap 2. Oh, that's it. Again. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to try to do now, we have to change the way we play so we can start on 2 instead of 12. So it's a little bit of a brain shift. This is Nirmal's first time even hearing this composition, so he'll have a hard time, maybe.